Hi, again, just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to have this um, call or to have this recording so that I can give you a quick glimpse of my qualifications for the role. So, real quick again, my name is Patrick Tulabot from the Philippines. And as you may have already seen in my resume, I got 20 plus years of professional work experience, spanning from different industries from onboarding, training, human resources, um, retail management. I also had a chance to work with project management and operations. And also, my first job was actually with a business process outsourcing industry, company here in the Philippines. Worked with local call center, which caters to UK and US clients, handling different campaigns from phone subscriptions, magazine subscriptions, even electricity and gas services, as well as loan consolidations for US and UK market. My most recent role would include my onboarding specialist role for a U.S. pharmacy industry. That's actually my first remote work job that I've had. Um, Real quick summary, I would say that I'm going to be someone who's passionate about leading and handling high performing teams. I always make it a point to have my team members always aware of the situation or aware of the team situation from the client side as well as from the organizational side. I would always make it a point that I will lead them to situations where we can improve on customer satisfaction. I also had a chance to work with a remote company or a remote role for a company in guest services, where we handle customer inquiries, assisting clients, assisting customers with their bookings, with their reservations, room assignments, even to the point that we have to handle some of their daily concerns upon check-ins, and we make sure to communicate that with our physical team in the U.S. So as mentioned earlier, I would always make it a point that our team would perform according to standards, following KPIs, meeting KPIs at the same time, and I always lead that with the mindset that customer service is the key, or customers, of course, are always our main blood, and for an organization. Because personally, me, I believe that a returning customer is handling a returning customer or making them satisfied is easier compared to looking for a new customer. So we always make it a point to invest time, and at the same time make sure to invest to their needs, so that it's easier for us to retain these customers. I had this experience in the past where it was for a project management role that I had in the past, where we get to always make it to our clients that we address their concerns immediately. Like, say for example, first call resolutions is a must. I remember my team, handling 90-95% first call resolution rates, just because we make it a point that issues or challenges are addressed ahead right away, or I mean, adjusted at the same time. And as for as for my proudest achievement, I would say in my role is that I was able to build an entire onboarding journey from scratch. When I first joined in that organization, they basically have a training material in place, but the delivery is something that they actually ask me to work on. So I created a program from scratch. I even call that ideal customer experience because that's one of the main points. Although we were in a retail management industry, we wanted to make sure that customer service will always be at the heart of what we do on a daily basis because we feel that a satisfied customer can bring in more sales at the same time. So that's one of my proudest achievements. I would say that by I would say sixth, ninth month in our program, we get to see numbers improving. I remember conversion rate targets by that time was around 18% for that particular fiscal year, and we were able to hit that for four different stores that we have. And the target was raised to 2025, if I'm not mistaken, 20%, 25% on the year after. Yeah, I think 22, sorry for that, 22% the year after. After that was 25%. And during those years that I worked with that organization, we're able to hit it consistently with customer service and leadership and management as the core members or as the core factors that allows us to hit those targets and KPIs accordingly. Now, as for your other questions on, let me just check that real quick on team leadership. I would say that I usually lead by setting clear expectations because at the end of the day, team members would only follow what the leaders would have in mind or the leaders would lead them to. So I always make it a point to do consistent coaching. Like I do daily check-ins for the usual low performers, and if ever there would be mid performers or high performers, I still take time to do check-ins with them, although not as frequent as the low performers. Let's say on a given week, I would say 2 to 3 times I would get a talk one-on-one with the low performers, and the mid performers usually and the high performers usually I would do once or twice on 2 weeks or in a monthly basis, like 2 to 3 times, because they do need less coaching. And I always focus on creating a culture where people would feel valued at the same time. I even even to the point that I would always, um, if not always, instill delegation of tasks because I feel like delegation would always work two ways. One for the leader and at the same time for the team members. The leader would allow him to have more time to do another task, while at the same time team members would get to learn working on different tasks as well. So targets are easier to be reached, and at the same time goals are easier to be achieved. Um, I also do, I would say, recognition. I always make it a point that I feel like positive reinforcements would always help out any members, and I always start with that. In my last role, I always would have our team engage right away. Even if we do work remotely, because I handle different stores, so in different locations in the Philippines, I don't get to meet them on a daily basis. As for guest experience, let me see. Oh yeah, guest experience. So I always see to it that I understand it from a customer's perspective. I always make it a point to um, always put myself in a customer's shoe or in a guest's shoe, identifying challenging points. What I would like to have as a consumer is what I would always use as a target, as far as um, as far as the let me just real quick, because I lost my camera here. Real quick, give me 1 second. let me just fix my camera real quick, and I'll do another recording. Sorry about that.